Hello, Antoine. So, what are you here to see me for today?
I'm having issues sleeping, having nightmares.
Okay. So, I understand that you're having nightmares due to that are keeping you from sleeping at night. Would you like to talk a little bit more about the nightmares?
Yes.
Okay. So, just to clarify that I have everything, you're here because you're having nightmares, and those nightmares are causing you to have problems sleeping. What do you feel are the issues that are causing you to have the nightmares?
Stress from work, preparing for another deployment. I think the nightmares started because of past deployments to wartime setting.
Okay. And during let's talk about that a little more. So you feel that your nightmares could be coming from past experiences, and you say wartime setting. So would you like to elaborate more on that?
Yes. Well, during my deployment to Iraq in 2010,
Hmm.
um, during that time I saw, well, I've had a friend to die, um, get killed during friendly fire, what they call green on green. Also, we listen to, I guess, the music that they play when they pray 3 times a day. So it's like now when I hear that type of music, it takes me back to that time.
Okay. So I'm understanding that you feel like the things that you've been through or the things that you've witnessed could possibly be triggering some of the nightmares because of the extensive trauma that you have, which is also related to the PTSD.
Yes, that's good.
Okay. Um, let's talk about that a little bit more. Let's talk about your feelings as far as the nightmares when you actually have one of those type nightmares or those dreams. um when you wake up, what do you feel? How does it make you feel when you wake up, or during the dream? How do you feel? What are the feelings of the dreams themselves?
It feels like I'm back in the wartime. There's a lot of anger, anxiety. Um, I become tired. Um, it's a very hard time, but also sad time.
Okay. And I can see clearly that the nightmares are causing you stress. I can see that, it's a lot of emotion there. When I'm talking with you, I can tell your demeanor's changing a little bit there. So the content or the content of the nightmares that you're having, are you dreaming about familiarity things, like things that happen? Are you dreaming about people or events or?
It's a combination of both,
Okay.
people and events. Like I said, certain music will trigger it.
Music. Okay.
Just certain times, like packing up for deployment.
Okay.
Um, connexes. When we
Okay.
pack everything up and put them in the connex, or even getting the vehicles ready to ship to the next place of business.
Okay. And let me ask you this, Antoine, do you feel frightened when you have those dreams?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Um,
All right. And let me just make sure that I'm understanding everything so we can make sure we talk about things. So, because I noticed a little when I asked you that, or I made that statement, I noticed that you hesitated a little. I noticed your demeanor again changed. So, how did me asking you that question make you feel?
a little uneasy.
A little uncomfortable.
Yes.
Okay. So the talking about things kind of makes you feel a little uncomfortable. Am I correct in that?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay, and I can understand that you've been through a traumatic time, so it's not unusual to feel uncomfortable when your feelings start coming to the surface. Um, so for me, I just wanted to make sure that we talked about feelings and how things make you feel, because one of the things that I can tell you is that when you have things like that, it's good to talk about it. I'm glad you were willing to open up to me and talk about some of the things that you've been through. And I just want to encourage you as we go from session to session to express how you feel about things. As you talk about it, we can get to the core of what's most possibly causing the nightmares. It could be a combination of things. Um, One thing I did want to mention to you though is that we have several resources that would help. I think would be beneficial to you. For today, I would like to recommend that you try attending the sleep hygiene group. That is a group that is geared towards helping you learn coping skills and help you to learn relaxation skills that will help you sleep. It is basically just centered around the sleep itself, healthy sleeping, staging a healthy environment for sleeping. And then once we've started that process and we've gone through that, that will help us, I guess, answer the question: is it just your sleep habits that could be causing nightmares? And once we go through those, for our next session, we'll talk more about other resources that would help you as far as getting to the bottom of the nightmares. And for me, I would say that you are correct in some sense that it could be possibly that your sleep issues or your nightmares are coming from the trauma, from the PTSD, and from the different deployments or whatever. It could very well be that. However, it could also be that your sleep hygiene needs some work, or maybe we need to do a little something different as far as the way we address the sleeping issues. So we want to make sure that we explore all those options before we rule out that it's just a sleep hygiene issue before we go any further. So let's do this. Let's follow up with the sleep group with you today, and then we'll take it from there. We'll see if that causes any kind of improvement in your sleep, if that helps to alleviate some of the nightmares. And then as we go through sessions in the future, we'll continue to explore different things with you as far as the nightmares.
Okay.
Does that sound like a plan for you?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Antoine. We'll see you next time.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.